pain meds. It's not the pill. It's okay. It's not the pill.
Years ago, there was a dip in numbers.
I'll be here in 30 seconds. Shaq, Draymond just called me. He said I'm in.
What are you talking about, Kevin?
He want me to play in the game. He want me to ref the game. He possibly want me to coach. He definitely want me to take your job. All I need you to say yes.
Say yes to what?
To the Kevin Hart takeover. Just say yes.
Come on, fool. We're almost up the air. Are you ready? Yes.
I got it. Man, pack your bags. We going to All-Star. Oh my God.
It's a frightening trend in Franklin County, with services for survivors of domestic and sexual violence in high demand.
Now, services are expanding to help meet that need. How that's happening this morning. Yesterday's snow and mixed precip has now come and gone. Today, tomorrow looking pretty quiet, but we've got another potentially bigger system on the horizon. That for Sunday and Monday. The details coming up.
For Valentine be too good to be true? I'm Sophia Thomas with how to protect your peace and your purse from scams this Valentine's Day.
Live from Vermont's own WCAS, the Channel 3 News this morning starts now.
Thanks, using Channel 3 this Friday morning. I'm John McVeigh.
And I'm Melissa Borden. Happy Valentine's Day. Our weather-loving meteorologist, Peter Kampkauskas, is here as well. Peter, quite literally the calm before the storm today. A nice day on the way. Not so nice as we make our way through the weekend.
Yeah, as we head towards later in the weekend, the second half of the weekend in particular, that's when we start to see the arrival of our next system. It does look to be potentially bigger, but as we talked about today, kind of the calm before the storm. As a matter of fact, optimistic, a lot of us will enjoy a good amount of sunshine out there. Any of yesterday's snow and mixed precip has now left us behind. We are quieter and drier right now on satellite radar. Temperatures also a touch cooler. Most of us starting off the day in the single digits and teens. Still hanging on to some 20s off to the south. 21 for Lebanon and Springfield, 24 Brattleboro, 20 in Bennington. But we got 8 Saranac Lake, 17 Burlington, 14 Morrisville, and 12 right now to kick off your Friday morning up towards Newport. Here's how the rest of the day shapes up. Enjoying partly sunny skies overhead. Temperatures for the day will climb back into the upper teens and lower 20s here as we head towards this afternoon. There is a chance that a few light mountain snow showers here as we head into the midday today, but those really not looking to be all that impactful and not looking to amount to all that much. But Speaking of accumulating snow, more on that coming up as we head towards Sunday and Monday. We'll have all the details coming up in the full forecast in just a few minutes. Alyssa, John?
Peter, thank you. We begin this morning in northwestern Vermont. Organizations there are running out of room to help survivors of domestic and sexual violence.
But today, a new space is opening to help more people. Every year, 500 new people in Franklin and Grand Isle counties use services to get through incidents of domestic and sexual violence. As the number of victims grows, advocacy group Voices Against Violence is opening a new shelter in St. Albans. That shelter will help families escape what organizers call cultural challenges, making domestic violence so prevalent.
Such a generational cycle of violence here because people aren't given the tools for safety. They're not given the tools around healthy relationships, healthy boundaries, consent.
The Safe Root Healing Collective can house 7 more families and offers a space for survivor and community healing. It includes areas for kids to play and common spaces for survivors and families to gather. Again, the shelter opens today. If you or someone you know needs help in a domestic violence situation, call the number on your screen.
And this morning, a Vermont addiction recovery organization is remembering the woman who inspires their work. Jenna's Promise in Johnson hosts their healing concert tomorrow as a chance for the community to remember Jenna Ray Tatro, the inspiration behind Jenna's Promise 6 years after her passing. Along with music, organizers will read stories from Jenna's life and legacy. The concert starts at 5 at Jenna's house in Johnson. It is open to the public. And it may be Valentine's Day, but it turns out some romance is not so sweet.
That's right. Channel 3 Sophia Thomas joins us now with how to keep your heart and your wallet in scammed.
That's right, John and Melissa. Romance scams are a growing concern, and this time of year, they're even worse. The New Hampshire Attorney General's office says scammers usually create a fake persona online to manipulate people's feelings, to steal money, or get personal information. Scams can start on anything from social media, dating apps, or a text message. Then they try and get close to you. But there are some red flags to keep an eye out for, like someone asking for money in urgent, made-up situations, or someone who won't meet in person. They say the best way to stay safe is not answering at all, limiting how much personal information you have on social media, and not sending money to someone you haven't met in person. If you have been scammed, call your local authorities and report it to your state attorney general's office. John and Melissa. Sophia, thank you. Another scam for you to be aware of this morning, but this one impersonates the New Hampshire DMV. The department has received reports of text messages appearing to be from an official New Hampshire email address asking you for more information. The message claims the recipient's profile is not complete and says to follow the link to update your contact details. The link leads to a page with the state's official logo asking for your name and state ID number. The page and message are both fake. The DMV says they will never request personal information by text.
A woman connected to the death of a Vermont Border Patrol agent now behind bars in New Hampshire. Channel 3 confirms that 21-year-old Teresa Youngblood is being held at the Merrimack County Jail. She's accused of being in a shootout that killed Agent David Chris Mayland. She's not charged with murder, but is facing gun charges. Another suspect was killed during the traffic stop on the interstate in Coventry last month. An update now to a murder case we've been following. Police think they found the body of murder victim Jafari Joseph. That search happened along Route 26 in Franklin, New York, Thursday. An autopsy is expected this weekend. The Plattsburgh man was reported missing in early January, and soon after, 61-year-old Timothy Timmons was arrested on second-degree murder charges. Police say they followed over 200 leads throughout the course of the investigation. Hundreds of federal workers now handed pink slips, and more are expected soon.
It comes as the Department of Government Efficiency's head, Elon Musk, calls for the elimination of entire federal agencies. The long-term scope of that is not quite clear, but CBS News has learned recent federal hires still on probationary status across several departments have received termination notices. The same goes for about 1,000 workers at the Department of Veteran Affairs. U.S. officials have also confirmed that DOJ employees are examining the IRS, but President Trump said he does not plan to close the agency.
I think that the Internal Revenue Service will be looked at like everybody.
The president also signed an executive order directing his administration to look at imposing tariffs matching those that other countries put on U.S. goods. Critics warn it could hurt efforts to fight inflation, but Trump says it will level the playing field for American workers.
President Trump's pick for FBI director now one step closer to the job. Kash Patel was advanced from the Senate Judiciary Committee despite concerns from Democrats that he's blindly loyal to President Trump and could target people he disagrees with. Vermont Senator Peter Welch voted against Patel's confirmation.
I'm voting against Mr. Patel because he is clearly an instrument in that effort to continue eroding the precepts of the Constitution on the separation of powers.
A final confirmation for Patel is expected next week.
While Patel waits for final approval, another controversial nominee gets sworn in. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was approved by the Senate to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. He's been vocally suspicious of vaccines, fluoride, and other health practices supported by the medical community. And Senator Welch was outspoken about his no vote.
The bottom line here for me on the question of any nominee is a character, competence, and priorities. And on all three of these, I come up short with respect to Mr. Kennedy. Aside from the fact that we could do better, it's hard in many ways to see how we could do worse.
The 52-48 vote fell along party lines, except for former Senate Majority Leader and polio survivor Mitch McConnell, who was the only Republican voting no.
New this morning, Louisiana courts want a New York doctor to stand trial, but they'll have to go through Governor Kathy Hochul first.
Not now, not ever.
Hochul says her office got an extradition order for an upstate New York doctor who prescribed abortion medication to a New York teen. Louisiana charged the doctor with criminal abortion, but New York has a shield law to protect state providers from facing legal repercussions for abortion care.
Louisiana has changed their laws, but that has no bearing on the laws here in the state of New York. Doctors take an oath to protect their patients, and I will not be signing an extradition order that came from the governor of Louisiana.
Hochul says her office notified law enforcement that certain out-of-state warrants are not enforceable in New York, so if a doctor protected by shield laws gets pulled over, they won't be taken into custody for the warrants. Vermont's flagship university bearing new bragging rights this morning.
University of Vermont celebrating with the highest levels of research activity and impact. The Lerner College of Medicine got an R1 designation from the Carnegie Foundation. It means the university can get research opportunities for both students and staff. Funding for medical research facilities is up in the air right now, with the Trump administration freezing things like the National Institute of Health funding. However, staff say the search for cures and treatments will continue no matter what.
There are rocky waters. We'll do our best to navigate them, always with the commitment to the fundamental missions of why we're here as a College of Medicine and as a university.
Staff now have their sights set on another achievement. They hope to be designated by the National Cancer Institute as an NCI Cancer Center, bringing the latest research and treatments to Vermont.
Well, you might have heard the wind gusting and howling here over last night, even into the morning hours today. That wind does continue basically up until about midday before it begins to diminish and back off here as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. Otherwise, we'll talk partly sunny skies overhead, maybe a chance at a few light mountain snow showers here into the early afternoon, but for the most part, a pretty quiet day ahead of us. The quieter weather also continuing into your day tomorrow, but after that, we've got a system to talk about Saturday night into Sunday, maybe even continuing into the early morning hours of President's Day on Monday. We'll talk about it all coming up in the full forecast.
Well, if you're looking for love in Vermont, you'll want to stick with us.
Coming up where Vermonters go in the hopes of finding their special someone.
New this morning, a chance to take flight this weekend with no wings needed.
Tomorrow kicks off the annual Harris Hill ski jumping competition in Brattleboro. Harris Hill is the only Olympic-sized ski jump in New England, and tomorrow, up to 40 of the world's up-and-coming jumpers will take it for a ride. Now, the list of attendees is determined by the Junior World Championship held in Lake Placid. There'll be music, bonfires, food and drinks. Gates open at 10, and skiers start jumping around noon. Tickets are between $15 and $25. That's a lot of fun there, Peter. Get your boots ready.
Yeah, you two do it with me.
And your ski boots?
Yeah, if I had any.
Yeah,
You can wear a line, that's fine.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm sure that would work just fine, yeah.
Gotta get the skis ready for this weekend.
Gotta get the skis ready because, well, yeah, we are talking some serious snow heading our way, especially as we head towards the second half of the weekend. For now, pretty quiet here on satellite radar. Just a few light snow showers overhead, maybe a few light snow showers again, mixing from time to time here through the day today. Otherwise, though, a lot of us are going to be talking partly sunny skies as we head through the day today. There is a chance that a few light mountain snow showers right around midday today, but those really not looking to be all that impactful and should not accumulate to be all that much. And most of us are going to stay primarily dry here through the day ahead and probably enjoy some of those breaks of sunshine as well. Into the next night, though, clouds are back on the increase. That's how we'll start off your day on Saturday. For the most part, during the daytime hours tomorrow, we are pretty quiet. We do start to see the arrival of some snow showers here as we head towards later tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. However, the snow at first, again, very light in nature, also still pretty scattered in nature, and that's going to continue into the first part of Saturday night into Sunday. Then as we're waking up Sunday morning, this is as the system finally starts to get its act together. Snow fairly widespread by about 7, 8 o'clock on Sunday morning. Starting off as all snow, but then we do see a line of warmer air begin to make its arrival, potentially a little bit of mixing. Right now, this is the biggest question in the forecast. How far north does this line of mixing make it? Right now, this particular model basically only has it encompassing Bennington as well as Windham County. Some other models have it basically extending as far north as the Canadian border. So that's going to have a large dictation on how much snow we actually see here as we head through that Sunday time frame. By the time Sunday night rolls around, we're back to all snow. Snow also continuing into the early morning hours of Monday, President's Day on Monday, of course, as well. In terms of how much snow we're talking about, I did want to show you this before. We are going to be talking about snowfall rates of up to 1 to potentially upwards of 2 inches per hour at times, especially late Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening. So that could definitely have impacts on any travel plans here through the day on Sunday, before the snowfall intensity begins to wind down as we head into your day Monday. In terms of snowfall, most of us can be talking about a fairly widespread 6 to 10 inches of new snow off to the south. Some of that also going to extend up the Connecticut River Valley into portions of the Northeast Kingdom. Away from that, that deeper shade of purple, probably going to be talking about additional 10 to 14. Notice much of New York's North Country, the Adirondacks, probably talking about additional 12 to 18 plus. That 18 plus probably. Generally reserved for the higher peaks of the Adirondacks as we head towards Sunday into the day on Monday. So again, this map not only encompassing any snow that we see tomorrow, Sunday, but even into the early morning hours here for the day on Monday as well. Again, that snow map could definitely still change as a result of how much snow how much sleet and icing we can see here in that Sunday, Monday time frame. Speaking of icing, did want to show you this right along the Massachusetts state line. They could potentially pick up a 1/4 inch of icing in some places. That, as well as some wind gusts along the western slopes of the Green Mountains between 40 and 50 miles per hour here for the day on Sunday, could result in some power outages. So that's something that we're definitely going to keep an eye on here as we head into the upcoming weekend. For now, here's how we're starting off your Friday. Most of us in the single digits and teens out there. We'll climb back into the upper teens and 20s as we head towards this afternoon, partly sunny skies overhead. There is a chance of a few mountain snow showers, but again, most of us going to stay primarily dry tonight. Overnight lows, single digits on either side of that 0 degree mark, partly cloudy skies. Into your day tomorrow, clouds back on the increase. We'll start off the day tomorrow primarily dry, the arrival of some snow showers as we head towards later tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. But again, The bulk of the snow accumulation really not until Saturday night, Sunday, as well as into the early morning hours on Monday. Again, how much sleet and freezing rain we see, that's going to have a big impact on how much snow we see as a result. Following that, next week we're quieter. A little bit of sunshine, but we're also colder, highs in the teens, overnight lows potentially back below that 0-degree mark.
I don't know about you, Peter, but I've got my snow gear sitting by the heater so I can get outside and frolic around this weekend.
And we will have plenty of it.
I know. I'm quite excited. We never get this much snow in Burlington.
Exactly, that's true.
All right, thank you, Peter.
Yep.
Looking for love this Valentine's Day.
Our Sophia Thomas asked an expert how to find the perfect match. Sophia. Listen, John, a couples I spoke with said they went on all kinds of dates before finding a long-term partner. All kinds of dates before finding a long-term partner. Some turn to dating apps where about 1 in 10 people find a partner, according to a Pew Research Center study. Many praise apps for casting a wider net. Others say in-person connection feels more authentic, but can be harder to come by. Vermont relationship coach Beth Martell helps 20-somethings to older Vermonters navigate love. She tells her clients it's not where you look, but how.
It's not really finding that perfect mode. It's what lies underneath. Having a really good fulfilled life and then also being social and being open.
Martell says simply doing the things you love can introduce you to people when you least expect it. And that can lead to stronger relationships with yourself and the partner. If you're in search of a Valentine, check out Roger Burgoyne's Speed Dating on the Slopes today. Hop on the chairlift with another single, speed down at mid-station if there's no connection, or ride it to the top with your nuts. Live in studio, Sophia Thomas. Channel 2 this morning. Sophia, thank you for taking a live look from the Starbucks Freetown Cam here in Burlington. Very calm start to the day, and it will be pretty calm all day. We've got more news and weather for you. You're watching Channel 2 this morning.
At the Vermont Valley dealerships, when you do business.
Welcome back. It's 6:23. Our snowplow spotlight continues this morning. This is the Big Lebowski, driven by Dylan Centrandolo out of the Randolph Garage. Lebowski clears up Route 12A Randolph Granville and Vermont 12 North. That's Randolph Northfield. And if you think the roads are slick after Lebowski comes through, that's just like, that's like your opinion, man. Yeah.
And you know what? We'll get to know the clouds a little bit more this weekend. Very well this weekend. We saw them actually out and about yesterday as well because we saw that snow and ice. And want to talk to you about how much snow we did see yesterday. Derby Center picking up 7 inches of new snow. Newport picking up right around 5 inches. St. Albans just around 3.5. Burlington see 3 inches of new snow for the day yesterday. Heinsberg just running over 2 inches. And Rutland a little bit less down there, thanks to a little bit more in terms of mixed precip down there, running only 0.8 of new snow Wednesday night and into the day yesterday. We've got more snow on the way though for the weekend. We'll talk about that coming up, guys.
Peter, thank you. Here this morning, hundreds of farmers and producers will gather this weekend to keep organic food on your table. Tomorrow and Sunday is the Northeast Organic Farming Association of Vermont Winter Conference. It's a chance for farmers, producers, and policymakers to exchange knowledge about the industry. Organizers say this year's
Stop buying your crumpets. I want to show you a really quick and easy way to make them instead. Start with corn flour, plain flour, yeast, sugar, salt. Here's how high blood sugar damages your nerves and what you can do to fix it. Almost 500 years ago, the Swiss doctor Paracelsus said the dose makes the poison. And that's true for all things, including blood sugar. Every single cell in your body needs glucose to survive and function properly. But when your blood sugar goes too high, it turns from fuel to poison. And what you might not know is high blood sugar can actually infiltrate and damage all your cells and tissues, including your nerves. Bit by bit, your nerves get inflamed, suffer from a storm on oxidative stress, and slowly lose their function. Now, I've been there, and let me tell you, I barely made it out in time before things got really bad. Everything started as a weird tingling in my toes, gradually going all the way up to my legs. And a few weeks later, numbness in my fingers and hands. That's when I started panicking. I rushed to the doctor, and you know what? He said I was lucky because nerve damage only gets worse if it's left untreated. If I waited any longer, soon enough, I feel like my nerves were burning.
What are you reading? Gonna make it past this today. It's a very autumnal outside, so I thought.
The fact is, we've come here right now. Millions of us lightworkers have incarnated on this planet right now at the same time together.
Okay, so I have a question for all of my American friends on here, and it's about time. Now, I'm really curious to know how you guys over in the States say specific times, like on a clock, times of the day. So, for example, say it was 10 minutes to 6. I would say 10 to 6. Or if it was 10 minutes after 6, I would say 10 past 6. Or 20 past 6. Or quarter past 6. Or 22 6. Or quarter to 6. And that's how I would say it. But apparently you guys don't, because when I'm speaking to my friend, she said 10 after 6, I think. 10 after 6 and 10 till 6. I think she said that, and I was like, whoa, that sounds weird. I've never had that before. So now I'm really curious to know how people say it. Are there different ways of saying it?
I just left a massive citizen meeting that I organized on about 24 hours, 48 hours notice. Hundreds of people standing up one voice to say we are not going to allow for the billionaires to take over our government. We are not going to allow for the destruction of our democracy. I've been raising my voice every single hour, every single day over the last 2 weeks to put roadblocks in front of this corruption. And I need your help right now to stand up and help me build the kind of political operation all across the country that we need to fight back against this hateful, destructive agenda from Donald Trump and Elon Musk.
The journey is usually the part that you remember anyways.
A parrot hat, I wish I'd used sooner. Decorate eggs without the mess by using rice and food coloring in plastic bags, and that is...
Throughout the ages, humans have sought ways to fully realize our potential.
In the end,
the world was shaken by a massive earthquake in Japan that caused widespread destruction and devastation. But the earthquake also triggered a mysterious event at a nuclear power plant in Fukushima. After the accident, 10 strange objects appeared in the sky above the damaged reactor and hovered over the site for several hours before disappearing into the night. The UFOs were there for a reason. It's well known that UFOs have a keen interest in our nuclear technology.
foot. If you times that by 43,200, you get the polar radius of the Earth to within 99.8% accuracy. If you take the base of the pyramid, and which is almost 750 foot square, and times that by 43,200, you get the circumference of the Earth.
Just in case no one ever taught you this, next time you fly, set a timer for 20 minutes from the minute that you land. And if your checked bags are late to baggage claim, a bunch of different airlines will give you free miles and free money.
Why do Tibetan monks enjoy such a good quality of life, even past the age of 50? Hello, Henry. Yes, how do you do? It's Agnes.
Do you know what's great? Your co-star Sigourney Weaver said that she hoped James Cameron watches The Gorge specifically for your performance so he could put you in an Avatar movie.
I'm dead. Oh my god, it is like my dream to be Navi. Yep.
What's the name?
I'll have a small orange.
No orange today.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's it.
Would you like to learn how to hypnotize yourself and other people? Would you like to learn to become a much more powerful communicator? Would you like to learn how to turn around any unwanted behaviors in yourself and other people? Then let me help you by becoming a certified Mind Valley hypnotist. Take 1/4 cup heavy whipping cream and a dash of bourbon vanilla extract for the best homemade ice cream you will ever have. Say it, you just can't.
One puff pastry that I have in my muffin tin, and the first one I'm filling up. Freaking shocks, alien shocks, real alien shocks. Look, nice to me. Does this guy? Now business taxes is finding every deduction in your small business, so you keep more money in your business. Plus, you get
Look, you've got breakfast. You want a treat? I think I can get a treat. Be careful. You want to go out? Okay, come on. Let's go out. Come on. Okay, come on. girl.